On the EA exam, they love mixing up 3 different POAs. An ordinary power of attorney is a general legal document, and it usually dies if the person becomes incompetent. An IRS POA is Form 2848, and it's for IRS representation. A durable POA is a non-IRS document that keeps working even after incapacity, but it still ends at death. That incapacity rule is the big test point. The IRS can accept a non-IRS power of attorney like a durable POA, but it has to look like a Form 2848 in terms of information. In other words, it must include all the key items the IRS needs to process authority. And you attach a signed, dated statement from the representative, signed under penalties of perjury. If that statement is missing, expect delays or rejection. Keeping authorizations current means knowing who is ending it. If the taxpayer ends the POA, that's a revocation. If the representative quits, that's a withdrawal. The mechanics are weirdly simple and very testable. Write the magic word across the top of page 1, then sign and date under it. The IRS is literal here. Use the right word for the right person. Here's the practical version. Say you fired a client for non-payment, but IRS notices keep showing up in your mailbox. You don't need the client's permission to stop that. You withdraw. You write withdraw across the POA, sign and date it, and submit it so the IRS updates their records. On the exam, watch for questions that try to make you revoke when it's really the rep leaving. Another trap: automatic revocation. If a new POA is filed for the same issue, the old one is automatically revoked. That's how the IRS prevents 2 reps from fighting over the same tax matter. But the taxpayer can keep an older POA active by specifically requesting it when filing the newer POA. On the EA exam, the phrase "same issue" is your trigger for auto revocation. Finally, don't forget the modern workflow. Practitioners can submit Form 2848 and Form 8821 online, and you can also withdraw them online using a Tax Pro account. The exam angle is simple. The IRS accepts electronic submission and electronic withdrawal, so you're not stuck with mailing or faxing in every situation. This is all about keeping authorizations current and clean. In which instance is a power of attorney required? Options include letting the IRS discuss return info with a fiduciary, advocating for a taxpayer during an IRS examination, providing information to the IRS when an employee asks, or authorizing disclosure of return information through written or oral consent. Think about what requires true IRS representation authority. The correct answer is advocating for a taxpayer during an IRS examination. That's representation, so you need a POA. Typically Form 2848. A tempting wrong choice is authorizing disclosure of information, because it sounds official, but that's usually handled by an information authorization like Form 8821 or other consent, not representation authority. Which statement is not correct about changes to powers of attorney? Options include: after substitution, only the new rep is recognized. A taxpayer must authorize a new rep when revoking a POA. A recognized rep can delegate authority if the POA allows it, or a recognized rep can withdraw from a matter where a POA was filed. Think about what revocation actually does. The incorrect statement is that a taxpayer must authorize a new representative when he revokes a power of attorney. Revoking just ends the prior authorization. Full stop. It doesn't force the taxpayer to appoint someone new. The tempting wrong answer is the substitution statement, but that one is generally true. Once substituted, the newly recognized rep is the representative for that matter.